Hello everyone, Lady De Winter here, and today I come to talk to you about yarn. Yarn that some people like and some people don't like, and other people hate and other people like. And let me tip this down a little bit so you actually, there you go, now you're seeing my face. Um, One of the things that I did recently, I recently got a message from a girl after I did the Sheppy's yarn review. And she said she was going to cancel her order because I said it was such a hard yarn to work with. Now, there's something I want to tell you all right now. Just because, yeah, just because I personally don't like a yarn doesn't mean you won't love it. Okay? Just because I say a yarn is not what I was hoping it would be does not mean that you will not think it's the greatest yarn on the face of the earth. Case in point, this yarn right here. YouTuber did a review on it and she didn't like it. Not at all. Now, I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try because it's a project, you know. If it's not too soft, I can throw it in the washing machine and wash it and it'll be just fine. I have that same instance with a lot of Red Heart yarn. Red Heart's a little bit on the scratchy side. Some of them, not all the skeins. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. But some of them are a little bit scratchy, but once you throw them in the washing machine, they soften up real nice. Now, personally, I like this yarn. I like the color progression. Thank you, Creative Grandma, for your video on making small stitches for a color progression that works nicely. I like the way it feels. I love the way it works up. So, you know, I personally think it's good yarn. And you get a large skein of it for the price, which is another thing I like about this yarn. I bought 4 skeins of it, and I am not regretting that purchase one little bit. I really like this yarn. In fact, I will buy more of it. Now, I also did a video on Mosaic from Premier, which was one of their yarns that they had that I had some problems with the skeins. Now, not all of them, just a few, and it kind of turned me off for the yarn. But when I stopped judging it that way, and I made something smaller out of it, now see, that was my biggest problem. I bought it to make a sweater. I did not make the sweater because I lost a good deal of yarn to it just coming untwisted. It was strands of yarn, not a nice twist like that. It just came totally apart. I judged it, but I did make a baby blanket out of it and liked the blanket. I like it. It's pretty. It's soft and it's pretty. So, the moral to this video is, folks, just because one YouTuber does not like a yarn does not mean that you won't. My suggestion to you is to try a skein. Buy a skein, make something, a hat or something out of it, something small and easy. Try the yarn. If after you try it you don't like it, I mean, you can always give the project away to somebody and take the rest of the yarn and stick it in a corner and not worry about it, or give it to another yarny friend who might like it. I mean, just because one of us says that we don't like a particular yarn does not mean that you should not try it. Each and every person has their own particular idea of what they like. And just because I don't like a yarn or another YouTuber doesn't like a yarn does not mean that you won't like it. You might touch this yarn and work with it and think, oh my God, it's wonderful. Or you might work with this yarn and think, yeah, that YouTuber was right, this is crap. But you're not going to know that until you actually try the yarn. So, now like I said, I had judged this yarn not good. Creative Grandma did a couple of things with it. And she made some really cute blankets, and they turned out beautifully. And, you know, so I thought, I'm going to try this yarn. And I did need a ombre green for a gift that I'm making for someone. And so I tried this yarn, and I really like it. I really like this yarn. So after working with that mosaic for a while, I really like that yarn. It's not, I don't like the fact that the skein contained a big section. I lost a lot of a couple of skeins. I mean, I lost a lot of a couple skeins, which I could have reached out to the company and said, hey, what gives here with this yarn? This yarn is terrible. And they probably would have rectified the situation for me. I've heard that Premier is really great about that kind of stuff. But I didn't bother. I just wrote it off as a loss. And I made something else out of the yarn. I'm glad I did. The baby blanket and baby hat I made turned out to be absolutely adorable. I took some of it and I bordered my hexagon afghan with it with some white. It's beautiful. I still have 2 more skeins and a small ball left. And I've got some Premier turquoise yarn. Uh-oh. There we go. I've got some turquoise yarn, and I'm going to get some lighter turquoise aqua colored. And I'm going to make something out of that because it's really beautiful yarn. Once you get to working with it and you see that the whole skein is not bad like that, and I guess sometimes we get bad skeins. I mean, that's just the thing. I've gotten a couple of Red Heart yarns that I swear to God, it was made out of plastic bags. Beautiful colorway, but I swear to God, it was the roughest stuff you'd ever want to feel in your life. So I thought, well, I don't know. So I threw it in the washing machine, and it's the softest thing in the world. It's the softest blanket I own now. I love it. So, sometimes you just have to experiment a little bit or, try something different like rough yarns. Wash them in your machine with a little fabric softener. A lot of times that fixes the problem right there. Throw it in your dryer with a dryer sheet. If the yarn says you can dry it, throw it in your dryer with an extra dryer sheet. And it'll soften right on up. But don't take every YouTuber's word for it. Like some will say, oh, this pattern was so hard. I didn't like it. It was so hard. Try it. If it's something you think is beautiful and something you'd really like to make something out of, don't take a YouTuber's word for it. Everybody is different. Everybody has their own level of crochet. Everybody has their own thoughts on what something feels like or looks like or should be. And just because one of us don't like something doesn't mean that you won't. I've said that probably 3 or 4 times down this video. But it's the truth. For instance, I don't like green beans. I don't like fish. Thousands of people across the world love green beans and fish. I hate both of them. That just means I'm not going to eat it. Doesn't mean I'm going to say they can't eat it or that they won't enjoy it or that I'm going to badmouth fish or green beans. It's just something I don't like. And that's the way everybody is. So, just remember, buy a skein. What do you got to lose? Couple bucks. Make a hat out of it. Make something simple. Make key rings out of it. There's thousands of little tiny patterns you can make out of this stuff. Give it away as gifts and call it a day. But you're not going to know you like a yarn until you actually try it. And I like this yarn. When I first looked at it and I heard about it, I thought, eh. Then I got the skeins and I felt it and I'm like, that's not too bad. Then I started working with it and oh my God, I am so happy with this. So very happy with this. So, until next time everybody, this is Lady De Winter reminding you to never judge a book by its cover and never judge a yarn by its YouTube video review. YouTube video review. That's it. Until next time, bye-bye for now.